you let me love you forever, forever? I wanna love you. Will you let me love you forever, forever and a day, 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 day.
Happy Tuesday, Talking Tuesday, y'all. Welcome to the Melanated Way. I'm Linda Antwi. Y'all, how's your day going? I've been on one today, okay? It's been quite the day, and I've been on one. So if I have a little bit of like edge to me, pay me no mind, okay? Welcome. We're doing Love After Lockup. We're still one episode behind on Love After Lockup, and I'm thinking that this week I'm probably just going to catch us up so that we can be, on point with what's happening every week. But we are doing episode 338, Imaginary Boyfriend, so we're like 1 week behind. As most of you guys know, because you guys are regulars, we're going to do some housekeeping first, and then we'll jump right into it. So first and foremost, wherever you're watching, please like, thumbs up, do all that. Moving forward, there is going to be some changes after our 1 year anniversary, which is this Thursday. So make sure wherever you're watching, you like, you subscribe, because big changes are coming ahead, and I would hate for y'all to miss out on all the shows that we have coming down the pipeline. Second part of the housekeeping, as many of you guys know, with the 90-day stuff, we were supposed to interview at 1 o'clock today Psychic Tracy. I woke up this morning to a message that she was canceling. No reason given. And I don't know whether that was some of the comments that were made on some of the posts when we were promoting it. I don't know what happened. She just canceled. So if you guys were looking for that, it didn't happen. My apologies. I hate last minute cancellations, but life is life. It happens. We'll move on. We will have other guests. So don't worry, not to fret. And then supporting the show, you guys, as we support the show and you support the show, it allows me to create. And as there's more and more shows, if we don't get the support that we need, then we can't continue to create and cover all the shows and bring you guys all the news and gossip. So wherever you're watching, feel in your heart, please, to help the show, whatever it is, everything helps. I do want to shout out my Patreon subscribers, because really without them, the show couldn't happen. So Olivia, Vanessa, Trisha, Sandra, Carol, Trina, Danielle, Rebecca, Marianne, Nia, Ray Della, Linda, Brianna, Crystal, Nicolle, Amanda, Jaleesa, Judy and Beth, Donna over at Anchor FM. Without y'all, this show wouldn't be possible. You see at the bottom of your screen, there are ways that you can support the show through Venmo, Cashapp, WhatsApp. And, if you even think it's $1 or $2 or $5, all of those dollars help us edit shows, create shows, lighting, all of it. It's all a thing. So think about it, and your support is truly appreciated. All right, let's get into Love After Lockup, y'all. I just want to know what's happening. That's it. I want to know what's happening, because I just have so many questions, and I just don't understand what's happening with these couples. Like, I just really don't understand. So let's talk about Rachel and Doug. He's 1 day out of prison, and she already loves him to death. And I don't know if it's because they had like a little jiggy going on the night before, and they both hadn't had it in so long, and now they've had it, so they both feel satisfied. But she loves him to death. She tells us that she loves him more than any guy that she's ever loved since she was like 14 years old, which is fascinating to me, because she's been married, like 2 times before? But Big Doug is excited to see little Dougie, his son. Hasn't seen his son since his son was 1.5 years old. When he got locked up. Now his son is 13? So it's been some time. It's been 12 years, right? And that's a lot of time to make up for. And it's a lot of time, in my opinion, to step into the father role when you haven't been the father this whole time. And yeah, perhaps you could have been a father from behind bars, but I think it's a little bit of a different thing when you're actually living with your child and your family. It's a little bit different. Hey, Radella. Hey, girl. Hey. So Rachel's mom, Michelle, drives them over to the house. And, I just felt this moment. Dougie was so excited to see Doug, and Doug was excited to see his son. And Dougie said it was the best day of his life ever so far. And that him and his dad can be a family now. And even before this episode went on, you guys, I was like, okay, you know what's going to happen though? This, like, the newness and the happiness is going to die off. And then there are a lot of unresolved issues. Like, that poor child has been through some things. And I was just sitting there thinking about it. Like, his mom is a drug addict and his mom couldn't take care of him. And his dad went to prison, couldn't take care of him. So I'm sure he was in the foster care system before he landed on Rachel's doorstep, right? So there's going to be some abandonment issues there. There's going to be some anger issues there. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff because this boy is just like 13 years old still, 12 or 13. And he's had to deal with so much in his young life already. And now his dad has reappeared, but his dad has reappeared and he's already like molded into the person that he is. So dad wants to come in all gangbuster, like, I'm the man of the household. And what I say, I'm the rule maker. Yeah, but where you been the last 12 years, right? This kid has had to like make his own rules and live by many other people's rules. And that's going to cause, like, I feel like this is a classic sign of like, y'all need to sit down in therapy and like kind of work through this. And if it's not for you, the adult, at least for the child, because what's happening right now is I just see it. I see the explosion or the train wreck down the road. But anyways, best day of their lives, both happy to see each other, both happy to like become a family again. And we find out that, obviously we knew that the night before Rachel and Doug went into a hotel room and got a little jiggy. And so when Michelle came, I was just like cringed when Doug was like, yeah, we went to a hotel room and I tried to give you a grandbaby. I was like, you're just meeting your mother-in-law for the first time, and those are the first things that come out of your mouth. Like, I get you've been in prison for 11 years and maybe this is not like how you're used to interacting, but like, Doug, really? Like, really? So Mama Rachel, Michelle is not really impressed with them, and she's a little bit worried that Doug's going to fall into street hustling. So she's asking questions like, what are your plans? Like, are you going to get a job? You're going to do a trade? Like, how are you going to support not only yourself, you have a family support, and now you're outside and you're not in prison, and Rachel has been taking care of all y'all. So what is it that you're going to do to be the head of the household, or to at least contribute, to be a partner? What? And he's like, oh, I took some trades behind bars and then now I'm just on my own. I'm going to have to figure it out. And well, no, as we learned from Rachel, part of his parole is that he needs to get a job. And so my question to you guys, hey, Lee, hey, my question to you guys is, okay, so part of his parole is that he needs to get a job and he doesn't know what he wants to do, right? And he's been behind bars for 11, 12 years, whatever it is. Can't he like go back to school and learn a trade? Like, isn't that an option? Because I feel like right now he doesn't have a game plan. If you don't have a game plan, then yeah, you're going to like not want to do much because you don't know what to do. But if you feel like, oh, you know what, you started a trade in prison, why don't you continue that journey and like go to a trade school? I mean, that sounds like a plan, right? But that's not what's going to happen, y'all. So Michelle has more questions for him and she's like, okay, so what are y'all going to do today? And they're going to go for dinner and she's invited, but she's like, no, I think you guys all need to like get to know each other and spend some time as a family unit. Doug needs to get to know Dougie again. And then here's the first sign that I'm telling you something's wrong. And there are deep-seated issues. Dougie said, again, he never really or truly ever knew me. Didn't that just break your little heart, you guys? Because that's the truth, right? You were gone when I was 1.5. You were gone when I was 1.5. And now what? Now my dad's here. Yeah, I'm happy to see you. But, that little blanket's going to fall off shortly, and you're going to have to deal with some real issues. And I don't think Doug Sr. is equipped to deal with the real issues that Doug Jr. has. And he has them, you guys. And they're coming out. It's just like seeping out. Lee said, Doug is for the streets. He's not going to act right. So, then Doug asked Dougie about girlfriends and all of that stuff. And he's like, I only have one girlfriend. He's like, I'm not like you. That's issue number 2 that's popped out. He's like, you've had like 10 girlfriends in the past, 3 years? He's like, I'm not like that. I have one girlfriend. And I was like, oh, so let's just make the whole room feel uncomfortable, right? Because you've been married for 4 months to Rachel. You're just meeting Michelle, your mother-in-law, and now your son is calling you out. 10 girlfriends in 3 years, and you just got married 4 months ago, right? But he was quick with his response. He's like, yeah, sometimes you just got to cycle through them till you find the right one. Okay. But Mama Dukes is not having it. She has major questions. She said that her gut instinct was it made her sick to her stomach when she first met Doug. And she just knows that things are not going to be good. And she sees right through him. She sees that Rachel is his bread and butter, and that's why he's sucking up to her and living in her house and eating her food. And Rachel's, shelling out the money for everything and anything he has because, yeah, she's the bread and butter and he ain't got shit going on. Because you guys think about it, and I'm thinking about it. Where would he go if he didn't have her? Where would he go? And if she didn't marry him, would she have been able to be Dougie Jr.'s legal guardian? So really, Rachel is his game plan for the outside world. Can you imagine that? And you've only been married for 4 months and you guys just consummated your marriage yesterday? It's wild. It's really wild to me. So, Mama Dukes is not impressed. She's not impressed. She's like, you know what? Hope that there are no disappointments in this, and we'll see what happens. And moms know. That's what I'll say. Moms totally always know. And then, you guys, I know I keep talking about it on every show because it keeps popping up on every single show that I review. It keeps popping up. They pull out their paper plates. Y'all know how I feel about these paper plates. I'm just trying to understand, and none of y'all, and there have been hundreds of you, none of y'all have been able to explain it to me. Why are we eating off of paper plates? And did I not get the memo? Because like I keep saying, paper plates to me are for parties and barbecues and like that. But for the day-to-day when you're making something to eat, where are your plates? And why are you not eating off your plates? Someone is going to need. Anyways, they're having bologna sandwiches off of paper plates. And so this whole situation I mean, I don't want, maybe some of y'all eat bologna, processed bologna like that, and I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel like I can't imagine. That's all. So anyways, they're having bologna sandwiches. He has a specific way that he likes his bologna sandwiches. He likes them in the microwave with bread and mayonnaise. And Rachel apparently likes Spam, which I've never tried in my life. And I'm curious to know if you guys are all Spam eaters and how it tastes and if you like it and do you microwave it. I think I saw a YouTube video where people fry it. I don't know. So it's the Spam versus bologna sandwich. Which one would you prefer? Definitely, if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. I'm from Canada. I don't know anything about this Spam business. So let me know, because I do want to learn, and I could look it up, but I know that a lot of y'all are experts, so you can tell me. So Amanda said, but when he said it's the characteristic of the bologna when it rolls up on itself in the microwave. Yeah, he said it's like bacon. He said it's like eating bacon. And he was literally like dogging the microwave at Rachel's house versus the microwave they have in prison, but whatever. So they're gonna go out to dinner, and they're having like fried chicken. They're hanging out, and Doug really feels like this is like a monumental moment because he's always gonna remember the first time that he went out to dinner with his son and his wife. And so he really feels like he's living the American dream. Now, Dougie asks about this is like the fourth thing that's coming out. He asks about like, if you can make different choices in your life, would you make them? The fifth thing he asks is, if you could choose between prison and staying here, what would you choose? And he talks about how for 12, he's like, what's 12 times 365? Because those are all the days basically that you haven't been there for me in my life. You guys, all of these things are breaking my heart. And I don't think that Doug is picking up what Dougie's putting down, right? So he's still a young boy, but he's trying to communicate that there are some things that he's trying to process in his young mind. And he needs his father to explain to him why he's always going to jail and abandoning his son, and his son having to just fend for himself and live with random strangers. And even Rachel's, the closest he's had to a home in a very long time. So you need to start picking up on the cues, my friend, because you're not. Hey, Dominique. Dominique says Doug was not picking up what his son was saying. Not at all. Not at all. So I agree with Rachel. When Rachel did her to camera and said that Doug has to find a happy medium with micromanaging, wanting to be the head of the household, wanting to lay down the law, and Dougie and Dougie's emotions and his pent-up anger and his abandonment issues, all of those things, he's going to have to find the happy medium, because if he doesn't, and he just wants to be the rule maker, you're not going to be able to be a rule maker when you haven't even been a dad to this poor kid for 12 years. So you're going to need to figure it out, and you need to figure out quick, because I see the train wreck coming. Lee says fried bologna with mustard when I was a kid was my favorite. Fried spam is okay with mayo and tomato. Is it though? Okay. I'm going to take your word for it, Lee. These are all sandwiches, I'm assuming. And Dominique says, Doug was ready to react fast towards his son. He's not going to be a rule maker. He's not going to make it. Yeah, I agree with y'all. All right. Next up is Daonte and Nicolle. Now, I'm going to need us to find a nickname for Daonte, because Daonte, I don't understand what's going on. I just don't understand. I don't understand why he doesn't see he's getting played. I don't understand how he's being this gullible. And this is not his first time to the rodeo. I'm very confused by it. I'm very, very confused by what is happening here. Literally what is happening here. Because I'm going to tell you that Nicolle should go ahead and start an online course on how to scam another individual 101, because it's not even red flags. It's pouring red rain. That doesn't even make sense, but you know what I mean. The red flags are so blatant. They're like daggers. They're daggers everywhere. And Daonte's like, doo, 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 doo. This is the best. You know what, you guys? See, this is why I have to do this. Y'all force me. Daonte's like, doo, 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 doo. Why though? Why though? Why, Daonte? You can just go ahead and Venmo all of us all your money. You probably get more out of that than what's happening here. I'm appalled. So he feels bad. He says he feels bad because they got into a fight. their first night. He feels bad because she didn't want to stay at his house. She didn't want to touch him. She didn't want to have sex with him. She didn't want to do nothing with him. And now that she's out, she's making up all these excuses. She's shucking and jiving so that she doesn't have to do anything with him because all she wants is his money. And I don't understand how he doesn't see that. I don't understand. I don't understand. So they make up apparently, and I was about to call him Chump Daonte, but I don't want to be mean. So until I have a proper nickname for him, we'll just go with Daonte, I suppose. Not that he's not bought her enough stuff, given her enough money over the years, the year she's been away for 4 years. He supported her the last year and a half that she's been in prison, that they've been dating, that he's been waiting, that he hasn't had sex, hasn't had anything, but he supported her thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Not just that, more thousands of dollars when she gets out, all the presents when she gets out, and that's not enough. So he created this romantic, hey, I'm finally going to get something after a year and a half situation. Lights, candles, flowers, all shaped in a heart on the floor. He's got wine in the bedroom. More gifts. He's got kicks. He's got a Coach bag. He's got bears and teddy bears and lingerie and sex toys. He's done the whole thing, you guys. Okay? The whole shebang. And she's excited about the gifts. But that's it. That's it. Our friend Daonte is like this. Oh, what is that? The blank look in his face, like, I'm about to get some. No, Daonte, no, you're not about to get nothing. You don't see what we see. You don't see that this girl's playing you, and she's super excited about all the stuff that she gets to pick out. Oh, Lord. Lee said, at this point, I'm not even mad at Nicolle. Girl, take all his money. I mean, you're not wrong, Lee. You're not wrong. Because what happens here? She knows that she has to give a little something, right? Like, she's not going to do anything, but she's going to try on the lingerie. But she's going to try on the lingerie because it's part of her long game. She's got more coming for him. Way more coming for him. So she tries the lingerie on. He's outside sitting on a chair. She comes out. She looks gorgeous. He's like about to blow his top off. And you guys, he actually looks scared. Did you see his face? He didn't know what to do with himself. And she starts like sauntering out. He quickly takes off his shirt because he thinks that he's about to get some. Now, I don't know if Daonte didn't go to the school where they talk about and teach about Netflix and chill 101, but he clearly missed that class because he is not closing the deal for anything. And when I say for anything, I say for anything. This girl does a little lap dance for him. She reminds him, don't touch me. She even wants him to put his hands under his legs. Whole mess. Dances around him. But then, but wait. I kind of just don't feel comfortable in this. I don't feel comfortable. I think I would feel better if I had bigger boobs. And so you're not getting none until you pay for me to get bigger boobs. Listen, player from the Himalayas. That right there, I didn't even see that coming, you guys. That right there is the biggest scam move that I have seen in a long time. And she played it off without a hitch, y'all. She's a master. This girl is a master in manipulation. And when people tell you who they are, believe them. When she said that she was on that site to take people for their money, she clearly knows what she's doing. I did not see that coming whatsoever. And what did Daonte say, you guys? What did Daonte say? Okay, baby. Okay, baby. This dum-dum. Okay, so I want to just go off, but I'm trying to not. Yes, that's what I just said, Lee. Nicolle is the masterclass. Y'all take notes, because this girl right here, she did not come to play. She did not come to play. She's had her whole prison life and her 5 minutes outside of prison 100% funded, and she ain't doing shit. And guess what? She gets chauffeured like an Uber driver to and from where she wants to stay. And this fool keeps doing it. He ain't got none. You ain't got none. A year and a half, Daonte, shame on you. So we find out that she's also been keeping in touch with her ex, Zach. And her excuse to Daonte is that she doesn't want to just hop into bed with somebody that she doesn't know. Bitch, isn't he supposed to be your fiancé? Isn't that how you raked him in to give you all this money? And then you got mad that he told your mom that the fiancé, no, you're not my fiancé. Listen, what have y'all been doing then? What is all of this about? Is that your man or is he not your man? Because Daonte thinks he's your man. So if you have a different idea, then you quickly need to let him know, because he don't know, y'all. He don't know. Raydella says, I want my $1,000 back. Thousands of dollars back. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. I have to also show you guys something. Oh my God. Hold on 1 second. I have to show you, because we're talking about him now, and you know, Daonte's in his feelings. And I don't know if you guys know, but he usually goes live directly after the show on Fridays, and he sometimes gets into his feelings. So I need to show you some receipts real quick about what's going on. Here, oh Lord, bear with me. Bear with me. In the meantime, I want to talk about this as well. So she doesn't want to sleep with Daonte because she doesn't know him. But in the same breath, y'all, the same breath, she says that she loves him. Okay. And this fool's been waiting for how long? Literally, for how long? A year and a half to be with this girl. And he's like, still waiting. Doo, doo, doo. That's how I imagine him walking down the street all day, every day. Just ridiculous. So we also find out from Nicolle that while she was in prison, hey, Love and Life, hey girl, hey, she was an exotic dancer. And she used to dance for people for money, and they would pay her for special occasions. So if it was your birthday in prison, or you're celebrating your bar mitzvah, or you're celebrating your cousin's mother from another mother getting married, or you're celebrating that someone put money on your books, whatever it is, you could hire Nicolle, and she'd come dance, do a lap dance for you, and make a little bit more change. Like, if that's not a hustle, I don't know what is, you guys. I don't know what is. So not only has she been dancing for money in prison, but also, too, she's had a girlfriend. And I don't know if you guys watched last week, and you should go back. And I might pop it up this time, too. But, you know, spoiler alert, she's married. And she married her prison bae. So if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what. Like, this woman is a professional. When I say professional, I mean, like, what's his name? Lee said she could teach a master class, 100%. Scamming 101, 100%. A++ for this girl right here. So she's going to get her hair done because, you know, Daonte hasn't learned that he ain't getting any Daonte hasn't learned that she doesn't want to stay over at the house. So yeah, I'll come and hang out with you and pick up more of the gifts that you bought me. But you're about to go and just quickly shuttle me back to my mom's house. But also, I want to get my hair did because I want to go out and have a girls' night. So she goes to the salon, and her prison bestie is there, Audrey. Best friends in prison. She got out 6 days before she did, and getting her hair done. And meanwhile, we find out not only is there Zach and some other girl that she slept with, because they were asking her when was the last time you had sex, and find out it was a week ago with some prison chick. And we find out that there were a lot of prison chicks that she gets to hook up with. It's like a playground, she said. But she's been dating this Tia girl, and I believe Tia is the wife. And she just can't get over Tia. They were dating for 2 years. 2 years, y'all. Poor Daonte, 2 years. And then Tia got out 6 months before her. And so she hasn't seen her since. And so my other question, you guys, I thought that felons were not supposed to hang out together. I thought that was a part of your parole, is that you couldn't associate with other felons. Is that not a thing? Do I watch too much true crime? Because I could have swore that was a thing. So I'm going to need one of y'all in the live chat, because I know one of y'all knows the answer to that. I need someone to tell me immediately, if not sooner. And while I'm waiting on y'all to tell me about that, I'm going to go ahead and share Daonte's situation here. All right. So Daonte is mad, y'all. And when I say he is mad that he is being portrayed as a chump. And so he got in his feelings it's a new week. So last week, he got in his feelings after the show on Friday and decided that he was going to post some of his receipts about Nicolle. So the first thing he says is, I'm bringing receipts for today's. I'm not about to get. Okay, let me just start again because I'm acting ridiculous. I'm bringing receipts for days, he says. I'm not about to keep getting played like that 100. And then he puts in email from Nicolle, and it's like 187 of 207. So, these are prison emails. He says, I don't understand why you're not comfortable with buying me a car. Because it's for me, ? What is that even supposed to mean? You're comfortable with buying anything else for me. This is Nicolle speaking, you guys. I'm going to be here for the rest of your life. What is the difference in it being a car? This little chump. Then he shows another one, and this one says, SMH. Lord, baby, I don't know why you always do stuff like that. I'm going to tell you straight up right now, that's definitely probably not going to happen. I don't have it like that. I don't have that kind of money. It's a good deal, but I ain't got it like that. I'm not in school right now. So what you think I'm going to have ain't going to be it. And I know I usually always find a way anyways, but what you're asking me to do is huge and it's a lot. And I'm honestly not comfortable doing something like that right now. It's one thing to get a phone, but a whole car is a lot, especially when I don't even have my own car paid off yet. And I really wish that you wouldn't tell people that I don't know what kind of checks I get. That's nobody's business but ours. But I'm not even gonna get your hopes up. I'm letting you know that's probably not gonna happen. He doesn't say no, you guys. He says that's probably not gonna happen. That's asking a whole lot. And hopefully you understand and don't get upset. And somebody called me from. Now, let's just break this down. He's not saying no, y'all. He's just saying like, wow, I can't believe you're asking me to buy a car. Are you really, Daonte? Are you really that confused? Because you bought her everything else. You've already spent $20,000 plus while she's behind prison. You've easily spent $5,000 with all these gifts, and it's only been 2 days. So like, what? What? Lee says, a car? This girl right here. Oh, but there's more. Let me pull this up for you even more so you guys can see it a little bit better. He goes on to say, this is from Nicolle now, you guys. He goes on to say, I don't know. I was wrong. I was being sarcastic. You're literally all I have. This is Nicolle talking. So, no, I'm not wrong to ask for money every other week from the person who, quote, loves me and, quote, takes care of me. I haven't asked you for anything in 2 weeks. If I didn't really need it, I would never ask for it. I ain't mad. You're telling me to sit here and be mad and be in my feelings. So it's good to know you want me to sit in my cell and feel those things. That's nice. I wish you knew what it was like to be so helpless that you can't provide for yourself and have no one that can provide for you either. All right, I'm not going to read this whole other thing, you guys, but I do want to get this little part down. She says, you are my rock. You have been there this whole last year like no one else has ever before. You must want basically, you guys can see it. You must want to out of me for some reason. I can't wait to come home and show you how much you really mean to me. And something gets cut off and it says the rest we're going to be together, Bonnie and Clyde type shit. So you see, she's a bit of like a master manipulator, right? She knows how to reel him in. All these promises. And then like Candy in real life, she's out there and she's going to like flaunt her stuff. And then she reels it back in and it's something. I just got out of prison. I don't like people to touch me. It's too soon. I don't know you like that. No, you're not my fiancé, but can you buy me a car? I'm not ready, but give me $1,000. I need my hair done, but I also cheated. I need my nails done. But I also have a girlfriend. Like, stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. Now, there's so many, like, Daonte was really in his feelings, and so there's more. And I think the only part of this that I wanted to show you guys was the part that he says, oh, she's asking. So she's asking for more stuff. And she's like, I'm not kidding. She wants a phone today and she wants it on her own plan. She also wants something that is like a piece of jewelry. And she needs a picture of it because she wants to know if it's like black or white or rose gold. Okay. Come do her nails is in this. She wants her cigarettes. She needs Newports. Okay. So it is what it is. Daonte is allowing it, so I don't even know what to say. He's allowing it, and he ain't got none. Like I said earlier, he definitely didn't go to Netflix and Chill 101. So I think that he should probably take Nicolle's master class and reverse it and learn a little something, something. That's all I'm saying. Now, Courtney and Josh. Listen, this fool don't like this girl. She's like his exit plan. That's it. There's no chemistry between them. And I'll tell you why I say this, okay? So they're sitting on the couch, been out for 4 days. He's nervous to talk to his grandma, who he hasn't talked to in months. His grandma is his mom because his mom didn't raise him. His grandma raised him. So he calls her mom. And she's mad at him, hasn't talked to him because he wrote a letter to her and said a bunch of hateful things, blamed her for sending him to foster care, for giving up on him. He blamed her for a lot of the things that happened to him as a kid. And he just went off, right? He went off. And oh, Lee, ding, ding, ding. That is exactly what we're going to call Daonte. I love it. Dumpte. Dumpte it is. I'm about to write that down. Dumpte it is. Friggin' Daonte. That's really good, Lee. Go ahead and trademark that, Daonte. Anyhow, back to Courtney and Josh. So he blames his grandmama for all the things that he's done wrong in his life and all the time he spent in prison. It's all her fault. He doesn't see the fact that he had a roof over his head, he had food in his mouth, and she provided when both his parents were not there for him, but he didn't see that. So it is what it is. So he calls Mama Rose to apologize to her. And here's the thing that he said that I don't know if you caught, but he said, "You're all I've got right now," as his wife immediately sits right beside him. "You're all I've got right now. You're all I've got." Oh, hello, wife who gave up her career and went to prison, became a felon for him, built this, what does he say? This kingdom. But, oh, you're all I've got. Okay. He then goes on to say, all we've been through, you know, you are my one and I love you and please forgive me and I'm sorry and blah, 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 the stuff. Can I come out there and see you? And she's like, oh, I don't know about that. She has super reservations about seeing him. He asks again because they haven't seen each other in like 4 years and he's looking for forgiveness and to make amends. So she says, finally, okay. So they go over there and it looks the same to him apparently. And she explains how she raised Josh because his mom was on drugs. Now with this show, what I'm starting to see is the cycle of how drugs and alcohol and criminality really goes from generation to generation and you really learn what you see, right? So it's unfortunate. And I also think like, I mean, it's a whole thing, but I do think, you know, money and opportunity and all of that all plays a part of it. And it's very sad. So anyways, his Mama Rose raised him because his mom was on drugs and didn't want to raise him. And then his dad, something was going on with his dad, and his dad was only able to get visitation with him at the age of 5. But then the visitation got revoked because dad was giving beers to his 5-year-old son. So both his parents are out of his life. All he has is Mama Rose. And, you know, so she said she did the best she could. And I bet she did. I bet she didn't want to raise another kid, but she did because that's her blood. And so he sits there and he's on the rocking chair. And I thought it was really cute. She had this little sign in the back that said it was the granny sit around and everyone was welcome. And they were like swinging on the swing. I thought that was really sweet. And they just kind of talked and he explained how he lashes out. He's hurt and he lashes out at anytime he feels hurt or angry, he lashes out to the people that are there for him. So he's done it to Courtney. He's doing it to Mama Rose. He doesn't know why he does it. He just does it. They talk a little bit about the future. Courtney wants to have 100-acre farm with bees and chicken and a bunch of like what y'all can't. You guys are in quarantine. You guys have 10 more days before he has to go live somewhere else. So I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about 3 years down the road when you get off of your felony probation and he might still be there. Because honestly, he said that his Mama Rose was the only thing that he's got right now. So you don't seem to be an option. And I think once he's done the 10 days of the 14 days quarantine, he's going to be peace out. I really do. Like, I just think he's using her. I don't think he has any love for her whatsoever, period. Period. Amanda says, you literally need like no space for bees and chickens. All right, you guys. I don't know if you guys, this is the first time I'm meeting Anissa, and I think that's how I say her name. Anissa is 51. Jeff who's 40. So Anissa is an assembly worker. Jeff is obviously a felon, possession of a firearm, 3 years. Which, you know, I have questions about, but I'm not going to even get there. But let me say this, okay? It's the morning of Jeff's release. She's with her bestie, Kyle. He's helping her get ready. And in addition to that, he's like helping her put her lashes on, which I thought was really, really sweet. And I was like, well, why can't she date Kyle? Like, what's up with what's up with her bestie? Why can't she be with Kyle? Kyle's not in prison. And also we find out that she doesn't like driving, so he's going to like drive with her and be with her, which I actually think is a great thing because you're going to go pick up a felon in the middle of the night that you've not probably ever really met besides like your prison communications. I think it's a good idea to have someone else come with you. Just saying. However, she was brushing her eyebrows with a toothbrush, which I had questions about. I had not ever seen that before. I don't know if that's like a prison trick of the trade. Not saying that she's been to prison. I'm just saying, like, I had never seen that before. Then, you guys, I find out there's this question. Will Jeff show up this time? What do you mean will Jeff show up? I'm just learning who you are. And he said, what do you mean? I'm going to need more information. And then Kyle talks about there should be no other chances. And she's like, and he says like, no, he's going to live a normal life. He's going to have a happy country life. He's going to do no more drugs. He's not going to get into trouble. He's just going to be like good. And we're going to live happily ever after. But she has concerns, right? Because he's 40 and she's 51. So concerns about the age difference. But she says he's the sweetest guy. He has a great big old heart. And she just loves him to pieces. Okay. Now they're going to go drive for 2 hours to pick him up, to drive him another 45 minutes to the halfway house that he has to live at. What? Can't the bus take him to the halfway house and you just talk to him later? Because what I find out, it's not the first time she's gone to pick him up. This is not the second time. This is the third time. So 2 other times he's gotten out of prison and he's taken her for a ride and not shown up. Yeah, buddy, you're going to go ahead and make that your way to your halfway house. I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Oh, but no. Then this is the part. This is the part that just took me out. And I'm gonna need a minute to go off on a tangent. When I found out that she's been waiting 11 years for this dude. 11 years. So when she turned 40, she felt it was a good idea from the age of 40 to the age of 51 to just kick it with this felon who, I have to say, you guys, I'm sorry, he's a little scary looking. Like when he finally came out, and the part where he said he fell asleep on the bus and some old lady had to wake him up, that was pure BS. Okay? He got off the bus. He was finally free. So he had to do whatever drug. And, I watch all the true crime, and I think it's meth that you lose your teeth when you do too much meth. He went and did meth first. And then once he got his fix, hiding behind the building, he popped up with his his plastic bag and was like, here I am. I fell asleep. Bitch, you fell asleep because you were probably in some meth coma. And you just woke up and you realized, oh, my bad, I need to get to my halfway house. All drugged out. Stop playing. 11 years? 11? What? You work in an assembly place. You're an assembly worker. I'm sure there are plenty of men there in the free world that you can meet. I'm trying to understand. And then you said that you've spent over $50,000 on this fool. So wait a minute. He says that, and I quote, that when he met her, she was nothing more than a hustle to him. And he spent all the money, $50,000 worth of money, on drugs. The first and second time. He had no intent on ever meeting her. But this third time, because he went back to prison and he was like, let me go through my Rolodex. And I'm saying Rolodex because they don't have big technology in prison, I'm assuming. So I'm assuming his Rolodex is like the toilet paper rolled up. And, I watch true crime. The toilet paper rolled up and all your little names that you have printed in pencil real small like this with all the names and number. Yes. Who's on my Rolodex of people that I can scam? Oh, yeah, there's Anissa. Anissa's giving me $50K. She'll give me more money. Let me just reach out to her, and she'll forgive me because she forgave me the first time and the second time. So why not a third time? And lo and behold, Anissa says, yeah, he's the sweetest guy with the greatest heart, and I love him to puts. And I'm going to give him another chance. Why not? Because I wasted my whole 40s on him. Why not waste my 50s as well? Love and Life said his phone sheet. I'm so happy you're getting what I'm putting down, Love and Life. Those are facts right there. So then, let me just try to gather my thoughts here. And then, I'm confused, you guys, because when he came out with his little drug bag, all high, his eye all weaselly, like squinty, and she's made this sign for him, and she's having to repeat what she says because he's so high, it's like going in an ear and one out the other ear. And then they hug, and you guys like, okay, I'm just gonna, from the shows that I watch, the taxpayers pay for everything that's happening in prison. And so there's free dental and medical in there. And I don't understand why they don't get their teeth fixed. So they kiss. And I just was having a moment with it. Like, you didn't want him to like pop a breath mint or something? Like, really? Anyhow, they jump in the car. They've got a few minutes to get him to his halfway house. And, you know, Jeff has been manipulating Anissa this whole time. So he doesn't like that Kyle's in the back, and Kyle's like the fact checker asking questions, the witness, right? You ain't getting shit from this girl because Kyle's in the back seat. So all of a sudden, we find out that Jeff doesn't like Kyle, and like, why did you bring Kyle? And I don't understand it. And I hate that fool. Yeah, you hate that fool because you hate him because you probably are trying to hit her up for some money right now. Y'all probably wouldn't have even made it to the halfway house. You probably would have been in jail if Kyle wasn't there because you probably would try to rob her. Yeah, she's your woman, but you know what? You like drugs more. No. Just no. I didn't need to meet Anissa and Jeff. I did not. Jeff will be back in prison immediately, if not sooner. This little love story, 11 years, Anissa, 11 years, 11, $50,000. You can buy a condo or at least put a down payment on a condo with that $50,000. No. No. Lee says, I've worked in a prison. Most of these prisoners have 5 to 15 Bates fools on the hook at one time. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Patty said, come on now. We're just jealous. Oh, but wait. If you haven't watched my show, you guys, before, just wait. Because, you know, we play a game here. So I'm not too jealous. And I feel like you guys are really going to like this pick that I have coming up next, or when I show them. So then, last and certainly not least, my faves, Stan and Lisa. Stan is a fool as far as I'm concerned. And I finally was like trying to figure out, because Stan, you know, apparently he's like super rich, well-adjusted, you know, raised his family, is a widower. So, you know, that whole thing. So I felt for Stan, and I was trying to figure out, because, you know, he thought he innocently was going on, you know, sugar baby, sugar daddy, whatever, seekingarrangement.com. He was going to find himself a little young hottie.
Thanks for using.
And then instead, he ended up with this inmate bae. And inmate bae is not bae at all. Inmate Lisa bae is like, she done a whole 360. She ain't even look like who he met. She said that she went to prison for some little thing, but we find out that she's been in and out of prison. And listen, hot mess. So they get home, but the car ride home was not good, y'all. Lisa was not affectionate. She was not in a good mood. Her son apparently is having some problems. Her son was crying on the phone. And, you know, they got me on this one too, you guys. They got me good. Like, this episode got me good, because I was like, oh my God, her poor son. He's probably like so sad and missing his mama and all of this stuff. She walks in the house with her 2 garbage bags full of stuff. She wants to know when she gets her own key. and she needs to sleep in her own room because she can't sleep with Stan. Hint, hint, because she's also a master manipulator. He has nightmares and she can't sleep with him. And so he's given her her own room. Now she has her own room. They're kind of like getting accumulated to the house. She's having a smoke on the back. She's stressed out. He's drinking wine. She's kind of ghosting him in his own house because she's not trying to she ain't trying to do all that. She's been in prison. She's realizing, you know what? I got a roof over my head. I'm trying to shake down this dude because I never said I was trying to have a man. I was saying I was trying to have a sugar daddy. And so I need you to step up and be my sugar daddy. But she's not coming to the table correct, y'all. She ain't coming like she came when they met online. She listen, her whole situation is 100% different. And her attitude is stinky as well. So she starts talking about how she just really doesn't want to be near him. They're from two different worlds, and she's just really concerned about her kid. And then she wants to know if her kid can come stay there. And he's like, well, I think you should just work that out on your own. You figure it out, right? And at first, my gut was like, oh, that's really mean. I'm thinking of poor Dougie Jr. and how Dougie Jr. had nowhere to go. And why can't we be a little bit more like Rachel? But come to find out, this bitch is talking about her kid and her poor baby is crying and he probably misses his mama. Your child is 22 years old. Your child is a grown man. He's 22. You want Stan? Okay, wait. Okay, just wait. Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. You not only want Stan to fund your brother and bail him out, give him $30,000 to the bailiff, right? Because your brother's in jail. Then you want Stan to house you because you just got out of prison and you ain't got shit, even though you're already married. You're still married, and you might have two husbands, but you're not quite sure. Oh, but by the way, you want to move in your grown-ass son into the house as well? And meanwhile, to come to find out that Stan has put you in his will for 1/5 of whatever it is, $500K. Listen, dear Stan, when Lisa, and I don't mean any disrespect, you guys, okay? Don't come for me, but this is for real because I'm just, when Lisa and her hillbilly family move into your house, you will be dead. And I will be watching you on A&E. And then the thing that will, or on Discovery Plus. And the thing on Discovery Plus will say, but there had been signs. You know that show? That's the show I'm going to see you on. And that's the show where they're going to come up into the house. They're going to walk up the stairs and they're going to have that done. Wait, I need my microphone. They're going to have that dun, 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 dun. That creepy stuff happening. That's what's going to happen.
Thanks for using.
And guess what? They're going to find you dead in your house because Prisoner Bay Lisa is going to come with all her prisoner family and run amok up in your house. That's why she wants to have a key. The minute you give a key to her and you move in her grown-ass 22-year-old, you're in trouble. The end, period. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for you. It's a wrap. So you might as well go ahead and pull out your will, whatever pocket drawer you have it in. Go ahead and make sure that shit is up to date and notarized because it's about to happen. This right here. Oh Lord, I don't understand what's going on. I mean, I do understand. I just don't understand why we're doing it. That's all. It's very. Yes, Patty, it's ginormous. My ginormous. This is the Monster Superstar mic that I got from Disney Plus. Thank you, Disney Plus, for doing High School Musical, the series. It's the best microphone. It's a karaoke microphone. I'm only even using one. There's so many other things that I will share with you. I don't have it on right now because I will be obnoxious with it, but it's my favorite. And it was necessary for today's show. So, anywho, that's the show, you guys. I do want to give you this right here. So remember, we are playing this game, you guys. Since everyone's dating online and they're all dating inmates, inmate.com is not a thing, but I'm making it a thing. There are inmates out there, and I find one every week. And last week it was Brandon. And this week, this guy's name is Denzel. What do you guys think of Denzel? Do we think that Denzel's hot? Do you think he would be a good match for me? So you guys are playing matchmaker. And at the end of this season, whoever you chose will be the person that you've matched me with. Now, I'm going to put this disclaimer out there. This is just for entertainment. I will not be contacting any of these people. I will not be matched with any of these people. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Okay? So, what do we think of Denzel? This is Denzel. Denzel. What do we think of Denzel? Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down for Denzel? Denzel is obviously African American. He's 31 years old. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He has brown hair, brown eyes, and he's been incarcerated since May of 2016. He says, Love and Life says, nah, he ain't good. He says he's joined this inmate.com business to meet great minds alike and hopefully share some great thoughts together through emails and maybe phone calls. It can get rough and lonely in here, and sometimes I find it hard to hold conversations with the simple-minded people I currently live with. He's into sports, but his true hobby and true knowledge, you guys, is quantum mechanics and quantum physics. He goes on to say how you can contact him. He's got nothing but time. Lee says thumbs down. Patty says he's ready to give you a Hawaiian punch. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys the most important part. When it comes to his current release date, because you know the last 3 guys have had release dates, right? His current release date is not applicable because he is convicted of first-degree murder. So that's that. He is bachelor number 4. I should say inmate number 4, really. So inmate number 4, we'll have a new inmate every week. But, you know, this is a real thing. I didn't really believe it until I saw it for my own eyes, but it's a real thing. People literally go online and meet people. I can't believe it. Anyways, y'all, it's been super fun. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I had so much fun with you guys. Lee said, see, I told you. Rodella said, that's a hard no. We like you. Patty said, it's a hard swipe. Black Shelly said, quantum physics and murder. Inmate number 4 is a hard no. All right, you guys, I have to get ready for Darcy and Stacy. I will be back shortly. We're doing Darcy and Stacy season 2, episode 1 at 7 p.m. If you guys are around, come through. It's been a blast. Bye, y'all.